I want to tell you my top 4 neighborhoods in Bellingham because we all know that a neighborhood can make or break a home. I mean, think about it. You go through the whole home buying process, you think you're moving into your dream home, and then you get there and it's nothing like what you thought it was. The neighborhood does not fit you or your lifestyle. That's exactly what I did when I bought my first home at 22. I had no idea what went into buying a home or yet alone even thinking about the neighborhood that I lived in. I had $8,000 from working multiple jobs and I just knew I wanted to buy a home. So I found one for sale at $160,000. I put 5% down, negotiated the sellers to cover closing costs, and I had my home, thinking all was great. Yet alone, the neighborhood was not what I thought it was gonna be at all. It was super industrial, it had tons of vacant homes, and we were woken up one morning at 3 a.m. to somebody trying to rob our house. But don't worry, you're here, you're smarter than 22-year-old me, and I've learned a lot since then, so let's get into it. My name is Josh Crown, I'm a realtor with eXp. I help people buy and sell homes in Bellingham and all over Whatcom County. Don't make the same mistake that 22-year-old me did. Subscribe to my channel. I will help you learn everything you need to know about Bellingham, Whatcom County, and the housing market so you can make an informed decision and find the neighborhood that works best for you. Let's begin with the beautiful and historic Fairhaven. Fairhaven is one of the 3 original pioneer settlements that came together to form Bellingham back in 1853. It is right on the water. It's a mix of historic and modern. There's lots of charming shops and little restaurants. It's a super cute place to live. Fairhaven is often referred to as an urban village. You can walk or bike to really meet most of your needs. A lot of people that live in Fairhaven, they live, they work, they recreate all within Fairhaven or within the near surrounding areas of Fairhaven. Fairhaven is perfect for those who love to eat, drink, and play right where they live. There's numerous great restaurants such as Mambo Italiano, the Black Cat, Blue Cafe, Oven Pizza. There's a new restaurant called Estelle that I'd highly recommend if you're in town. If you want to go out to drink with friends, there's Galloway's Cocktail Bar, there's the Southside Bar, Archer's Ale House where you go downstairs, it's a little more divey. There's a great brewery called Stone Throw. They have really good beer and they often have a food truck out. Fairhaven's restaurants and bars have tons of live music and there are often frequent concerts in the Fairhaven Village Green, which also hosts movies in the park on Thursday nights. There's a small farmers market that's hosted there. And there's also the Fairhaven Block Party, which shuts down a lot of Fairhaven, brings tons of Bellingham residents into the small little area to shut it down. There's tons of food trucks, drinking, and live music. If you're looking for something green, there's Fairhaven Park, which is 136 acres of fields, sports courts, trails, playgrounds, a splash pad. From Fairhaven, there's also quick access to many of Bellingham's best hikes and beaches. You can go hike Oyster Dome, or there's Larrabee State Park that's nearby, and Teddy Bear Cove is a great place to catch the bioluminescence in the summer. Needless to say, you're never going to be bored when you're living in Fairhaven. There are tons of things to do. The number one thing I would recommend is going to Serena Gelato, getting the Oreo Gelato, taking it to Taylor Dock, walking along the boardwalk until you get to Boulevard Park, and then spending an evening there watching the sunset and enjoying the gelato. It's a fantastic evening. Now, if you're looking to move to Fairhaven and you're wondering what it would cost or what are kind of the typical homes there, the majority of people live in either an apartment, condo, or single family residence would kind of be the minority there. Obviously, apartments you can rent. If you're looking to purchase a condo in the last year, there were 24 that sold in Fairhaven, and they kind of ranged in price significantly. The median price was $545,000, with some on the low end being $300K to some going upwards over $1 million. Those condos stayed on the market roughly 24 days. It was a slower market, so if the market heats up, expect maybe a little bit less. If you're looking at a single family home, there were less that sold this last year. There were only 13 that sold, and they're also obviously a bit spendier than most of those condos. Average days on market for those was 31, but it's a little bit misleading. It was very long or very short days on market. So some homes went super quick and others took a while to sell, leading the median days on market to only be 8 days on market. So just keep that in mind that homes in Fairhaven go quick, and also the average home sold price in Fairhaven was $841,000, with the median being $800,000. So you're spending a good amount if you're looking to live in Fairhaven, but it's absolutely worth it. Now, if you're looking to be near Fairhaven or in Fairhaven, but you can't quite find the home you like, some other areas that I would really recommend, Edgemore or Chuckanut Drive. There's some fantastic views, really great neighborhoods. A little more affordable is Happy Valley. I would also recommend living live there. It's close to Fairhaven, it's close to I-5, so you get a lot of the same amenities that you're getting when you live in Fairhaven. Second neighborhood that I would highly recommend for Bellingham is the Samish Neighborhood. The Samish Neighborhood is also like Fairhaven on the southern part of Bellingham, but located on the eastern side of I-5. I would highly recommend the Samish Neighborhood for anybody who loves natural beauty, loves recreational outdoor activities, or perhaps maybe you want to live in Bellingham, but you have a lot of frequent commutes down south to Seattle. It is perfect for that as well. A lot of the Samish Neighborhood is located on Samish Hill, which overlooks Bellingham Bay, and you get to see beautiful sunsets over the water. But without a doubt, the #1 benefit of living in the area is the quick access to Galbraith Mountain and Lake Padden. Galbraith is one of the premier places in the Pacific Northwest for mountain biking. With over 65 miles of trails, they are commonly used by mountain bikers and hikers alike. It is super common in Bellingham for people to head up after work and enjoy a few rides up and down the mountain with our beautiful long sunny summer days. Lake Padden is a huge park in the Samish Neighborhood. It is 745 acres. Honestly, when you're there, you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere in the wilderness, but really you're just a couple miles outside of Bellingham and you're in the Samish Neighborhood. There's a lake that people used to kayak and fish. There are trails that go around the lake or in the outskirts of the lake that people used to run, hike, bike. There's a dog park, there's a picnic, there's pickleball courts, tennis courts, you name it, it's there. There's also an 18-hole golf course that is one of Bellingham's finest. When I first visited Bellingham, Lake Padden was one of the first places I visited, and I hadn't even gone to the rest of Bellingham, and Lake Padden drew me to the area. I knew I wanted to move there. One of the best benefits of the Samish Neighborhood is the sunsets and the access to recreational activities, with Galbraith and Lake Padden being right there. In terms of what you're going to be living in, if you're looking to move to the Samish Neighborhood, they are primarily single-family homes. There's the occasional condominium, and there's a couple nicer manufactured home parks in the area, but primarily single-family homes. They're bigger homes, 3 to 4 bedroom, over 2,000 square feet. The average sold price in the last year was $712,500, with the median days on market of 4 days, meaning homes here are flying off the market. They're going super quick. So if you're looking to get in the Samish Neighborhood, you're going to be on top of your game. You're going to want to be pre-approved. You want to be working with a good realtor like myself, and we'll help get you in there. The homes are a mixture of newer and older. There's a new development called Samish Heights that is higher end homes that overlook the bay and the city, have beautiful views. So if that's something you're looking into, Samish Heights is an area I highly recommend. If you are interested in living in one of Bellingham's most highly sought after neighborhoods with tree-lined streets, mature landscaping, and older historical homes, then the Columbia Neighborhood is for you. I highly recommend the Columbia Neighborhood for people who want a home with charm, they want to walk their dog to the park and spend time in the parks, and they want a strong sense of community. When you live in the Columbia Neighborhood, you will easily meet your neighbors as everybody's out and about, gardening, walking, biking, and they are quick to say hello. Is one of the nicest group of people who really value the neighborhood and push the neighborhood forward to be the best that it can be. The most popular park in the Columbia Neighborhood is Elizabeth Park. It's a really cute park with a gazebo, a fountain, trails to walk. There's picnic tables, a playground, pickleball and tennis courts. One of the cooler things about Elizabeth Park is throughout the summer, there's a summer concert series there. Every Thursday night, there's live music that brings a lot of the community to the park. Also in the Columbia Neighborhood, there is Lorraine Ellis Park, which is a small little park that's surrounded by homes, a really not busy road. One of the best parts of the Columbia Neighborhood is that the Columbia Neighborhood Association is really strong. The association loves to put on events and do other items that support the well-being of the community. So one of the events I find really cool is a chalk festival they do. It started during COVID as a way to just maintain connection and spark joy. You don't have to be an artist, you just have to have fun and enjoy creating. They also have a 4th of July festival that has a parade, a baking competition, lawn games that brings the community together. They have a garage sale day where everyone has garage sales on the same day. They also have a share shack that I think is temporarily on pause, but it's an area where people can share, barter, trade items. So if you want to move to Columbia Neighborhood and want to get that going again, that would be fantastic. Contact me, we can make that happen. If you're looking to move to the Columbia Neighborhood, you're almost exclusively going to be buying a single family home. The homes are older and on the smaller end. They average around a 2 to 3 bedroom with a 1 to 2 bath, mainly almost only 1 bathroom in a lot of the homes here. The square footage is 1,400 to 1,500 square feet. And in the last 6 months, you are still paying around $648,000 to buy a home in this neighborhood. In the last 4 months, the median days on market was 5 days. So homes in this neighborhood move very quickly, and they've also been going about $20K over asking. Then a couple other neighborhoods I'd recommend are the Leonard Street neighborhood and Cornwall Park neighborhood. The fourth and final neighborhood in my top 4 neighborhoods in Bellingham in no particular order is Alabama Hill. Alabama Hill is Bellingham's tallest hill, located in between Lake Whatcom Falls Park, and has scenic views of the valley. I highly recommend Alabama Hill to anybody who wants to live in the suburbs but wants quick access to downtown and could get lost walking in trails in the interurban trail system that Bellingham has. Alabama Hill is the place I lived the longest when I lived in Bellingham City, and I absolutely loved it. Every day after work, I would take my bike out, I would get on the interurban trail system, and I would just be gone for hours biking. I could bike anywhere in town just on that system, but Alabama Hill has the best access to the trail system in town. A few other things I loved living on Alabama Hill. I loved the sunsets. Being Bellingham's biggest hill, you can overlook the city and the bay, and you can see the sun setting over the water. The sunsets there are incredible. 2, I loved the quick access to Blodell Donovan, which is a public park on Lake Whatcom. You can take the paddleboard out, you can go play beach volleyball, you can launch a boat there if you have a boat. I also love the access to Whatcom Falls State Park. You can get lost on the trails there as well. On Sundays, I would go and take the dog and get a donut at LaFine's Donut, a great donut shop in Bellingham. Lastly, I loved the quick access to Trader Joe's, which I could stop at on my way home from work, and to the Barclay neighborhood, which has Scotty Brown's, which is a great restaurant, Overflow Taps, a cool place to have a beer. They have trivia on Monday night, shout out trivia night, and also the movie theater is there as well. If you're looking to buy a home on Alabama Hill, you're almost exclusively buying a single family home. The homes are a little bit larger, they're a little bit older, about 3 to 4 bed, 2 to 2.5 bath. They can vary in the size on square footage, but predominantly over 2,000 square feet. In the last year, the median sales price was $742,500 with 17 days on the market. If you're not finding what you're looking for in Alabama Hill, but you still want great access to the interurban trail system, I would also recommend Silver Beach or the Roosevelt neighborhood, or maybe even Whatcom Falls neighborhood as well. That's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching. Don't be the same dumb 22-year-old that I once was. Subscribe to my channel. We'll get you all the info you ever needed to know about Bellingham, Whatcom County, and the housing market. We'll talk soon.